also got to write the book with Dr. Kalam, and this was a huge thing for growing up because we as kids, in school, I think every single friend of mine has read this book. There's not a single person who's not read this, and it sort of set a benchmark that this is what India needs to be or India can be in a few years' time. And of course, we are 1 year past the Vision 2020. What is your assessment as to what India has achieved, and what do you think we should have as a goal going forward?
Okay, thanks. I think you told about the book. I think it electrified a lot of people in English, and also it has come about 15, 20 Indian languages. And now I find that it has even come in Arabic.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Arabic it has come, and I got a few copies. Then it has come in Japanese.
Wow.
Quite a few foreign countries also there. But the main point about it, I want to emphasize, it is not just a brainchild of Kalam and Y.S. Rajan sitting and dreaming. We had about 5,000 experts in different sectors giving inputs. We had about 17 sectors. In that, there will be 6-7 people will be dedicated to the sector. They can form subcommittees. Then they will write to people. About 15,000, they wrote about 500. That making questionnaire is very important.
Right.
I advise many young people also, they ask all sorts of questions. How did you like? What did you like? What did Dr. Kalam like? Hey, Baba, what is it for you? So you have to ask the right questions to get the right answers. What is it? It's not enough to say what all can be done. Not enough to say what are all problems. So a lot of work, consultancy work and think on scenario writing is a very complex one, which I explained there briefly. So that one was done over a period of 2 years, 94 and 95. I was the executive director for TIFAC. Council wanted 6 months. I said, no way.
Okay.
Then it will be a hodgepodge work of many reports which come. Committee meeting, oh, all look good, nice. Here we did. We wanted those inputs, then they will do. And some of them we have gone Delphi 2 times in the health sector. So those people, chairpersons have done a fantastic job, plus the committee. It was a love of labor for them. We didn't pay them anything. Except that who are from the academic sector and all, they won't have their own money to travel. They alone will be given the travel reimbursement and all. Even the industry people say, hey, Baba, what is it? You travel and come. So that is what it was done. So that work have formed 25 volumes, about 250 to 300.
Okay.
That is released August 96. Then we tried. Many people said it was reported, it is coming, Dr. Kalam is speaking many places. People wanted to do. We were selling this. It's a very nominal cost, but we don't want to give anything free because people take it and throw it away. So they buy. We made a deliberate policy, buy.
Right.
But they found it there were a lot of technical details. We tried a summary. It becomes too small. Doesn't give anything. It will be like a journalist report for about 2 columns.
Yeah.
So then Dr. Kalam referred to many fellows, many people. Yes, sir, we want to write. I have spent at least 6-7 of them. Showing everything that will waste 2 days' time. Afterwards, they won't appear. So it's a very enormous job of doing those things and putting it together. Then Dr. Kalam in Tamil, we often talk in Tamil. He said that means we only have to do sit and do. So we started. So bulk of the one is we will talk and then I will write those things. This is beyond the office hours. I had left DST, so I was working for CII. Right. So I had to do that also. I was taking care of TIFAC also. I used to write, send it off to Sheridan, who will type it in. Beyond office hours, taking in his laptop. Sheridan is Dr. Kalam's PA. Right. And he will show it to him. He has some suggestions, etc., etc. That is how it came. So that book is the one which truly reflects what can be done, seeing the ground realities. It is not just a vision, oh, you do this, etc. We have said certain items, we say, don't do it because you are lost out. So you jump the path. All that are there. Now coming to what is the status? Dr. Kalam and myself have itself written a book called beyond 2020, a peep into India's future.
Right.
Is also by Penguin.
Okay.
In fact, a last serious book by Dr. Kalam, sad to say we didn't know that, is that October 2014, it came out. Dr. Kalam was so happy. There we have given a very good critique about how India missed in the past. See,
Right.
for example, electronics now, government has struggled. 1970, the Department of Electronics had completely strangulated anything on. It's a fact.
Right.
So like this, what was lost, 91 when they opened up, in many technological areas we were backward. I knew it because of our work of typhoid. So all this has given to say, not to critique people, but to say that you have missed these opportunities. Then how go beyond? Now I'm coming back to this, what is achieved. I have given a very brief talk. That is the one which is one of the briefest talk on. This is by young students in Siddha Ganga Institute.
Okay, Tumkur.
Only Tumkur. Those guys themselves caught hold of me before everybody else in December itself. They made a TEDx talk, 20-25 minutes. I said, good news, not so good news, and way forward. That's all it is. I'll say good news. Good news is there are areas in which, like telecom and all, we never even foreseen this. All the experts could not believe that it would go this much.
Right.
Because you should remember, 94, 95 when we completed, India's opening up was not all that clear. Telecom sector was not yet opened up. There are many things which are not opened up. Therefore, what will be the demand? You don't know. Because in fact, telephones, this thing, waiting list of 5 years, so nobody will apply.
Yeah, for a trunk call,
You
right?
can't say what is the demand. Demand you can't find out.
Yeah.
So, like this, but it went leaps and bounds. Then agriculture, not bad at all. But not the 350, but they have done it quite well all over in variety of areas. Then IT, these sectors, also we did not expect it so much to be. And therefore, but good to us is we have talked about ATM, we have talked about all that, when nobody will be able to go to one bank to another bank. Same, this one to branch, you can't transfer money in those days. You check, oh, that is that bank, it will take 2 days, sir. But we said all these are possible, but it has come so much. Even before COVID, all that have come so well. So these are all the very positive things. And pharma sector, great. That is approximately we envisage, but they have done great. They have started exporting, they do so many things. There are so many instruments for it, etc. Then the other side of it is, where it was not so good news, is that manufacturing sector.
Yeah.
Steel, etc., what all can be done. We have done, and then we also told what should be done. The steps, roads. It took Vajpayee, the NHA decision. So many years were lost.
Correct.
Then it took, and then in between it went very slow after he went away. But still, those roads were there. But along with that, we have supported machineries. We have reported on the machinery. Today, you go, all these machineries are imported. You will find an Indian name. This one comes, something like that will be there. But actually, they are all assembled and done here. What we operate is operator and things like that. These are the, therefore, and then even in electronic sector, everything, this is not the way we wanted.
Right.
So therefore, now it is pinching. That you don't have the supply chain, they say, what is it? You can't be indefinitely, because this is partly these economists also have to be blamed. Due respect to all the great economists. Oh, this way you open up comparative advantages and all that stuff. Comparative advantages come when you become very developed country. Not when you don't have your own technologies, you have to build up strength. And then Indian population is tired. not everybody is, even now when they say knowledge economy, your whole IT sector will employ only 5% of the knowledge force.
Right.
Workforce, not knowledge workforce. Bulk of them are 70% of our children don't go beyond 5. So what do? They will all be doing. So you have to transition all of them into skills and so many things.
Right.
So therefore, you will require a bulk of manufacturing. Similarly, agriculture modernization has to be done. Otherwise, keep on pride saying that 66% is in agriculture is a very bad thing. You see, a most undeveloped country in terms of no industries, etc. 80%. India itself was there. 80% of the workforce was in agriculture. Actually, many of them don't have land, even now. Correct. Whatever this agitation, etc., they have taken a political color. But the thing is, fact of the matter is, about 80% of our farmers don't have even 2 acres of land, not hectares, 2 acres of land. Most of them are having 1 acre, 0.4. That's average. With that, you can't survive. So you can't just put technology beyond a point. It will require some aggregation. So these support systems didn't come. So then we will see what forward. For example, electronics, you can't jump into being like a Korea or Taiwan. They took 30, 40 years. But many of my writing, other than India 2020, Empowering Indians, and quite a few books which I have written, as to how to do the details which I have written, you should have gone into that. See, there is some very good books, people who have done East Asia. I have quoted them in the book. Those people, very good, very studied book. I've been having my library here. They have said, you require almost a 20 years slog. Samsung, LG, any one of them. Samsung, many of the Korean industries, electronics, in 1970 was worse than India, which was making the national echo, such big radio. They were worse than that. But you get assembly technology, then you go to this thing, you go a little bit more, you go a little bit more. At the same time, you start putting R&D for a new one. That is a slog almost for all these countries which have really become good, whether it is Israel, even Japan, post-war, right, Taiwan, Singapore, Thailand, even Malaysia. That will be a 20 years slog. That is what we should have covered. People want to easy. Oh, you buy it, is a cheap. I know many people in the chemical sector are all wiped out. Many young fellows who have had their own acquired technologies. So that was a negative point. Hopefully with this urban, they work it. It's a tough job because in those days, WTO stranglehold is not there. Right. Now WTO will come on many things, including on agriculture. Right. Because these things, so they are a little tough, but we have to face it. Still, our book concludes, we have done quite a bit of work. Because, unlike that earlier time, we didn't have to struggle because there is a lot of data available, but provided one critically looks at it. So I collected many of them. That is what it is. And many new emerging areas in which India should jump. That doesn't necessarily mean the front line. Some of them will be normal sectors. Right. Cost effective, this thing, etc., etc. They are listed in one of the chapters there. Right. So that will give you what can be done. If that is done by 2035, much of this gap will be reduced. Then only we can say that we have become technologically otherwise Atmanirbhar.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.